Hi guys, Buildzoid here, welcome to the other channel. Today we're going to be doing a quick video quality test. Because I got a new capture card. And my problem with the previous one was that it was blurry. So today we're going to see if I think this one's also blurry. Well, right now I think, on my end right now it looks kind of blurry. Also, there is some kind of weirdness with the colors. Anyway, let's bump it up to 144. Now it looks sharp. Doesn't really make any sense, but yeah. Now it looks sharp. Colors, there's like fringing on the letters. At least in the preview there is. I don't know if that's going to carry over into the final output, but that's why I'm doing this test. So yeah, anyway, this capture card is an AverMedia Live Gamer Duo. Yeah, so 60 hertz is just soft. Like, I don't know why, but it just is. Whereas the 144 is sharp, but it has the like weird color fringing, and 240 I think has the exact same amount of color fringing. So I guess the like whatever scaling or like video conversion hardware there is like it can either do sharp like it feels like the sharpness scales based on like how much total bandwidth the input video requires, right? Because if you're at high refresh, that's more bandwidth. Like 1080p high refresh rate is more bandwidth than 1080p 60. Anyway, oh, I can't see everything. So right now I have the preview set so that it's pixel perfect on my end, as in 1 pixel equals 1 pixel. Just to make sure that like any like perceived difference in sharpness isn't due to scaling. Okay, and 4K has the same color fringing, but it does look sharp. I mean, I don't like it because the like 200% scaling is like that it's not the same as like proper 1080p in terms of how things look. Like a lot of the fonts look like thinned out compared to 1080p, but it is sharp. It's not blurry. So I guess that's good. And now this looks blurry, but that's because it's reverted to 60 hertz again. So I guess what I should check now is like what happens if we run a benchmark? If we run something old, like, I don't know. Yeah, let's try 3D Mark Vantage. This is really old. And so actually we'll just run the physics test. That way it won't be too long. Because I believe this runs at like 720p or something. And so I'm kind of wondering, like, is it gonna run that, and then is it gonna drop to like ugly or something? So this, I don't expect this to look good ever. I also don't really care. So yeah, if this is like blurry, that's like, yeah, that's whatever. That's totally expected. Yeah, that looked acceptable to me. It just occurred to me that like maybe the CPU test doesn't run quite the same way that like a GPU test does. We're also gonna try like a test from 3D Mark 11 because 3D Mark 11 also like the performance preset runs at some kind of weird resolution. This looks normal. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything worth complaining about here. Just escape out of that. Okay, it catches up resolution just fine. Oh, right. Preview window too big. You know what? I'm gonna set my preview window. Yeah, but this still like the thing is when I change the like preview window size, yeah, but it's not soft. Like you can tell that it's not 1 pixel per pixel, but it's not soft on my end. Whereas like the 1080p 60, that just looked like the image just looked soft. So, um, okay, so it doesn't have a problem with this either. That's good. I wonder if Firestrike Ultra would end up running at 4K though. I don't think I have Firestrike installed on this system right now, so can't really test that. Cool. So that switches over just fine. But yeah, I don't think I have Firestrike, though I do have superposition. Um, oh, we're on a GTX 980. Okay, that's not gonna work. Oh no. Okay, well, let's see how it does going to BIOS from here. It's really sort of frustrating to me is that I have a USB capture card that I was thinking like, oh, maybe I could use like that USB capture card as well because that one also has this issue where like 1080p 60 looks really soft, but like I could use it for things where I don't need or at least don't want sharpness. Um, because yeah, that's one of the um like like when I'm in the OS and I'm trying to read text, I want the text to be sharp, right? So that's like the whole reason why I care about this so much is like the text needs to be sharp. But things that aren't text, like say, the capture from a camera or something, if that's a bit blurry, I don't really care, right? But unfortunately, and I'm not 100% certain why this is, but I think it was running out of USB bandwidth. Because I'm like it's a USB-C capture card and it's a 4K capture card and I think I'm not 100% certain about this, but I think that USB-C port and this PCIe capture card are like they're both connected to the chipset and the chipset has limited bandwidth up to the CPU. Um, or there's just some weird like stability problem there with the USB-C port because um, I tried to record a like test video like this earlier, and the moment the motherboard like initialized the GPU, it crashed my main like the system that's recording the video. So yeah, that's fun. That's very fun. So like USB capture cards to me are just like they're just the like so far my experiences with USB capture cards have been pretty universally not great. Like the first USB capture card I ever used had a tendency to just like not reliably get recognized, not reliably recognize incoming signals. You know, it just a massive pain. And then the newest one that I tried, it's like 1080p 60 looks blurry. Though that one I don't think even at 4K that it like sharpens up. And I think at 1080p one like 240 it might have looked slightly sharper. I'd need to test that because at the time I didn't test with the 1 pixel per pixel scaling preview window. Um, but I did feel like the 240 hertz might have been getting a bit sharper, kind of like what this card is doing. Um, so yeah, I don't know. That's one other thing to try is like what happens if we set the resolution really low? Okay, well this looks fine. Like the thing is just like blurry 1080p is just like this is blurry, but everything is so big that it doesn't really matter. But blurry 1080p is like, you know, like that does not work. Um, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that USB capture card is like I don't think I can use it because I think like like it just crashed the system is my suspicion. Um, I might have to test that more. I don't know if it's like a USB bandwidth thing or if it's just an incompatibility issue. Um, but yeah, so that's just annoying. Um, but at least this seems to handle like resolution changes pretty quickly, even if it doesn't seem to be the absolute sharpest thing ever. So, which is a real disappointment because that old like Elgato Camlink Pro that I had, which did 4 HDMI inputs at 1080p 60, like it captured really good 1080p 60. And that's all I want is good 1080p 60. I don't care about like 4K. Though actually 1080p 240 is something that I've wanted to experiment with because I've heard that for some of the old 3D marks it can boost FPS. But um, yeah, I'm not sure if that actually works into a capture card though. But we'll see, I guess. Like now I have the option of running 240 hertz into the capture card. Like I can test it. Um, but anyway, that's it for this video. So goodbye.